Let's take a look at sum13, which is part of Array-2 in CodingBat. We will be going through the solution in Java. Return the sum of the numbers in the array, returning 0 for an empty array. Except the number 13 is very unlucky, so it does not count, and the number that comes immediately after 13 also does not count. Here we have some example inputs, so an array of ints that contains 1, 2, 2, and 1 just returns the sum of all those numbers, which would be 6. But in the case here, the same array 1, 2, 2, and 1, but with the number 13 at the end, we ignore 13 and do not add that to this sum. So again, the output is 6. We'll start by creating a variable that will store the sum and initially set that to 0. And then we will add a counter that we can use to iterate through the array of integers. So in order to iterate through the entire array, we will use a while loop. While count is less than nums.length. This will ensure that this will continue to loop until we reach the last value. So for each value, we want to check if it's 13, and if it is 13, then we ignore it and do not add it to this sum. We can do that by using an if statement. So if nums count equals 13, then we want to skip this value and skip the value that comes immediately after it. And the way we do that is by incrementing count by 2. So that the next time we check if count is less than nums.length, we will have skipped the element that is following 13, and then going on from there. If nums count is not equal to 13, then we add it to the sum. And again, we want to increment the value of count, but in this case, we only increment it by 1, which you can do by doing count plus plus. Finally, we want to return our sum, and that should be it. Let's check it. Everything's correct. That is the solution to sum13. I hope this was useful to you. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible.